This could drag on for 2 hours. I'm sure, I know, I would like to sit here for 2 hours and pick their brains. Let's go. Yes or no answers. Are you happy with your scores? Let's go along the...
Yeah.
Happy?
Happy. Yeah.
Barky?
No, not really.
No?
Yep.
Happy?
Yeah.
Barky, you're the only no. How come, buddy?
Because I did it Friday night and thought I broke it up better this time, but body just gave way.
Okay. Did you get further this time?
No, 2 reps less.
2 reps less?
I wanted at least a couple more, but gave my best.
Okay. And the rest of you, is this the first or second time you've done the workout? Let's go down the line again.
First time.
First time?
Yeah, first proper time. I had a little muck around the other day, but I just stopped and did some intervals, and yeah, so first proper time now. Yeah.
Chad, you done this before?
At least I know who my buddies are again. So when it got released, I think I did it about an hour and a half after it. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to pace it a little bit and do some pull-ups and pace the thrusters. And I didn't even get past 4 minutes, so. And there were some people at the gym and I said, you guys don't post anything. So I got 82. And then I saw the rest of the guys do it on Friday. And then I just dreamt about thrusters and pull-ups for the last 3 days. And especially with these guys, that's all I was thinking about. Just get to that 4 minutes, and then anything else is after that is like a bonus. So.
Yeah,
82, terrible. No one post.
Swanee.
First time I did 3 rounds on Friday, just to see how it felt. And it was good. Tried to get a game plan that was good for me to go as fast as I could, whilst feeling as fresh as possible for the second round. And it worked well.
So it's this workout, it's the end of the Open. What's the plans here on in? So the Open's finished, these workouts, I suppose, back to normal training, if you haven't been doing that already. What's moving forward, we'll start with Jace, we'll come back to Benny. Moving forward, what's going on with your training?
Yeah, well, as most people know, I've had to take this season off, more for self-preservation reasons. Just had a pretty rough past couple of years, I suppose, mainly the last 12 months, and a few things going on physiologically. So, yeah, just trying to get my body back in order. You know, my engine, my strength, just everything is fairly off the mark at the moment. So, for me, the indefinite future is just getting my health back in order. Then once I'm at that point and, you know, my body's not stressed, I'll actually be able to then start physically stressing it again with all the strength training and the likes. For the past six months at least, I haven't been able to, you know, even train, let alone do any heavy lifting as such, which was my forte. So very, very humbling. So yeah, pretty much just cruising for the indefinite future, and then back into it, hopefully prepped and ready for next season. I can start roughing these boys up.
So look forward to seeing it next season? You're planning on being back for next season?
Yeah, definitely.
Has it been refreshing taking this time off CrossFit?
Yes and no. You know, like the last forever has just been, you know, CrossFit comps, you know, driving yourself into the ground. So it's kind of bittersweet. It is nice to be able to take some time off, but you know, see all the boys crushing it, big lifting, you know, everyone doing well in the Open and the likes. It'll be a very unfamiliar feeling, obviously, being at Wollongong and not competing. It'll be the first time for me. So, but yeah, hopefully it motivates me more for again next year to go hard and really give it my all come time again. So,
and Clarkey, moving forward,
yeah,
what's the plan for training?
Basically just stay pretty much the same. We haven't really changed focus or anything through the open. It's been just pretty much the same. I think we're gonna ramp up the metcons and stuff a bit more now, but everything for me, everything is I need all the strength stuff, all I can get, because these balls are all pretty strong, so I'm not up to that level, so that's my main focus, but everything's going to remain pretty much the same. Okay. Usually strength and metcons in the morning, then long stuff in the arvo, so it's worked well to this stuff, and all the other stuff we're doing is, everything else is going up, so I think it'll stay the same.
Chad?
Oh, just gymnastic skills at the moment.
Chest to bars?
Yeah, chest to bars, yeah, absolutely. Chest to bars, handstand push-ups, stuff like that. The shoulder just had a bit of a break for kind of the end of last year, so I can still move the barbell alright, and yeah, it's just that gymnastics, it's not quite there right now, so build that up in the next 6 weeks and see how we go.
In something like that, does that aggravate your shoulder? Is that gonna...
No.
No, that was okay with your shoulder?
So.
Swanee?
I think like all the boys here and most of the guys doing well in the open. I think it'd be lying if I said I didn't want to win the regionals. So training to get around that. Still lots of heavy lifting. Practicing all those skills that I think are going to pop up. That's largely what my training's been about since I got back from the games. Improving any weaknesses and holes in my games and making sure that our strengths. And then just recently started putting more metcon back in the last few weeks, so I guess get that back up to scratch, and hopefully it'll layer on nicely.
Benny, obviously I think everyone in this room understand what's going on with Benny. What's your plans moving forward?
There was a lot of emotion going into that workout just then. I was pretty proud of my efforts, and it's been overwhelming, the support that I've had since what happened. So not only was I doing it for myself, but for everyone else out there that showed support. And yeah, that Aussie flag deserves to be up there, man. Yeah.
You haven't, we'll touch on it lightly, you haven't publicly come out and said anything, and the community spoke for you, and I think that's the best way it could have happened. Was that, has that helped your, I suppose, fire for next year to see how much support you've got from the community?
Yeah, for sure. Like, actions speak louder than words, and I was able to just do what I do best and keep training, getting PRs, channeling my energy into making myself better instead of getting stuck in all the emotion and back and forth dramas going on. So.
Are you going to regionals? Are you going to go?
Yeah, I'll go down, cheer on the boys.
Okay.
But yeah, it's more of a, just got to reassess my goals. It's a more long-term approach now. Okay. And that's just been sort of hard to deal with, but yeah, it's not going to stop me. So.
It's good to hear. I think most people want to hear that. Swanee, from what I've heard through Mike, you were the most excited about this. This was everyone else hesitant with crowd, not in a bad way, but hesitant with crowds and being out of their comfort zone and interstate, different gyms, different bars. I haven't got a better word for it, but you didn't give a shit. You didn't care. Like
I trained like Clarke. I trained by myself. I run my own affiliate in Queensland. I get there at 5 AM most mornings, start classes. I train in between classes, and apart from leaving to get like a coffee and some food, I'll be there at 8 o'clock a lot of nights. And so I live in a big blue box by myself most of the week. Apart from all my clients there. So I love the opportunity to come down, and I love hanging out. Like, me and Chad have become pretty close since the games when he's available, which is rare. Haywood's always a good guy, and like recently I've talked about it a fair bit. And me and Clarke have known each other for a couple of years, being the younger boys of the region. So having the opportunity to compete with these guys outside of a regional setting in something that's a little bit more relaxed is awesome, and you can't pass that up. So I was happy to jump on board and do it. And I love paleo bars. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell a quick story only because I think everyone needs to know it. Brandon was so keen to do it, and we were looking for people to go up against, and Mike said, who do you want to go up against? And the first thing he said was Chad, obviously, called Chad, and Chad was in, and Mike said, oh, who else? And he goes, what about Haywood? And Mike goes, oh, well, I'm not going to ask him. And he goes, all right, give me a second, I'll call you back. So Brandon calls Mike back and said, Haywood's in.
Meanwhile, this was just a training session at that time.
And then Mike was going, oh, okay, Haywood's in. We haven't seen him in this open. So Mike got in touch with Haywood. After that, poster went out, Chad versus Clarke versus Swan and versus Garard. And Mike called Haywood and said, mate, what's going on? And Haywood goes, oh fuck. He goes, Brandon called me and said he was in Sydney and he wanted to do a workout together.
It was Kim's fault initially. Kim sent me, Chad, and Brandon a Facebook message saying, hey, if you boys are doing some training, like, just let me know.
This is before we even organised it. And I was like, Chad's in. I thought, oh, we'll get up. I'll call Kim and let him know Haywood's going to do it as well. We'll do it. We'll throw it down. So.
And we gave Haywood the option once he learned that there was going to be a crowd, and we said, are you sure you want to do it? And Haywood was all for it. He wanted to come down and put himself out there. So I think it's a big testament to Haywood to jump in.
I'd just like to take the time now, I suppose, to just say thank you for everybody. Like, I got an overwhelming amount of support. I put a bit of a thing on Facebook the other week and got an exceedingly large amount of inboxes from random people, just being very supportive and all that sort of stuff. So if there's anybody here that sent me a message and I didn't get back to you, I wasn't ignoring it. It was just I had lots and lots of people sending me messages, and so thank you to everybody that's been supportive, and I'll be back.
We're going to go down the line again. We'll start with Swanee. Who's this year? Who's posting the impressive scores? Who are you looking at on the leaderboard? We all look at it. Who do you guys look at?
Sion Cousins.
That guy's got the best blog.
It's hard. Like so I put a fair bit of effort in the Open last year. I came second, and my perspective on it's a lot different after doing the games and all sorts of stuff, and it's really hard to know who's in what form and when and how, and a lot of it will come down to what's at the regionals, what the regionals are like, how you're feeling, how you're prepared, how your body is. So I really haven't paid too much attention to the leaderboard. Obviously I have to be impressed with what Ben's done. It's been awesome, and it's hard to, you can't deny, or you can't ignore that. It's really good. It's awesome to see him doing so well, and he's going to kill it next year. Rob's doing quite well, as you'd expect, and then there's a lot of people I haven't heard of before flicking through, and so I don't know how to read into that. They might all, I know I came 31st year before and then came third, so you don't know who's going to be doing what, and who's done what for the past 12 months. And but I think as a region, the growth has been incredible in the last 12 months. So that 13.4, I think I came. What was it, 13.3 this year, 12.4? I think I came third or fourth in that workout, and I got one more rep this year and came about 30 something in the workout. So to see that sort of growth in the region is, I suppose, exciting, and it's going to be an interesting regional.
Shadow, who do you watch?
There's not a whole bunch of people I watch. I see certain names and flick across to their scores. Obviously Benny, and after I found out that kind of everything that went down, that was pretty disappointing, and I gave him a quick buzz and put my feelings across to him. But yeah, I don't spend a whole bunch of time on it. There's other things that I need to worry about with my own training, so I try not to spend too much time on there.
Clarke, anyone?
It's same as these boys, just try not to get caught up in the leaderboard. I try and make sure scores I'm putting up are going to try and keep me in the top 48. Just try not to get too caught up. Just have a look at all the people above and below, try and go through pretty much everyone, just to see where everyone else is ranking around me.
Yep.
Just to see if there's certain things that I'm lacking compared to everyone else, and just try not to get caught up in it.
Haywood, who have you been looking at?
That's fun enough. It's like I'm actually competing this year, so I'm always looking at the leaderboard. All these boys, again, I always know who's going to be up there, who's posting what, and the strengths and weaknesses of most of the boys, and everybody seems to do it really well. Again, like Brandon said, there seems to be a lot of new names popping up in the top 48. A lot of seasoned athletes that seem to, they're plus 48th on the leaderboard. So it's interesting seeing people that I know I've competed with in the past that are, beasts that won't be going to regionals, it seems. But yeah, I have been keeping a bit of an eye on the leaderboard, and yeah, it's very impressive to see the numbers that everybody's been putting up. Like Brandon said with the wall ball muscle up workout, like I think it was a handful of people globally even that got through the muscle ups and back onto the wall ball, and it seemed like every man and his dog was getting back onto the wall balls this year. So yeah, it's very impressive to see how it's going, and definitely jumping back in for next year. I know I'm definitely going to have to bring it somewhat because the level is probably only going to be bumped up tenfold again over the next 12 months too. So, but no, it's good. It's expected.
Sorry, mate. Benny, you just had two of the best athletes last year, obviously going over the games, the best athletes in Australia. Mention your name. They look at your scores on the leaderboard. Is that humbling? Is that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's humbling, and yeah, a lot of respect for those guys.
Who do you watch on the leaderboard?
Me personally, I just go straight to the top. I look at proning. If there's bodyweight workout, look at Bridges, Miko Salo.
So that's where you set your heights?
Those boys inspire me the most, and I get the best performance out of focusing on them. So yeah.
Guys, last question. Then we're going to let a few people in the crowd ask. Something Kim brought up last night, and he really wanted me to ask you guys. We'll start at that end. The most attractive male in CrossFit. Straight from Kim.
I answered.
Thanks, Sean.
I said it before.
You didn't say Sion Cousins.
Yeah, I did. It's that hair, brother. It's that hair. Same.
There's these beards going around lately. These orange beards. I don't know if you guys have seen them, but there's two in the crowd right now. Another cousin, it just must be in the blood. Sion Cousins, that guy.
Gone by the previous video, Kim Peterson.
But yeah.
Haywood.
Oh, shit, I don't know.
You can't say yourself.
I got no idea. One of these knuckleheads probably.
And Benny.
That's a gas comment. I've only got 1:20 to stall it. So
No comment. All right, guys. Anyone in the crowd got a question that?
How did it feel to hit 130?
Kind of just, sometimes like I turn into a different person sometimes when I'm lifting. When the boys hit their lifts, I didn't really watch. And I was sitting up the back with me, and he was just in my ear a little bit, so he's like a little pit bull sometimes, so I just got pretty aggressive and just focused, and I just sat in the right spot today. I just sat here and I was like, oh sweet, didn't feel too heavy coming up out of the squat, and then yeah.
It looked solid.
Yeah, so I was happy.
Really good.
I was happy with that. So 140's next. 140's next. We'll see. We'll see. 180. I don't know about that.
I hate you.
Oh. Where are we doing this one? I don't know.